Hi guys, it's Drew here from Lone Fox Home, and I am so excited for today's video. I'm pulling out another IKEA hacks for you guys. I'm a huge fan of IKEA. You're probably a large fan of IKEA since you're watching this, and let's just take IKEA pieces and make them even better than they already are. And in today's video, I have 4 projects, and they are legitly so good, especially 2 of them. Like, 2 of them are full-on furniture pieces that are made so inexpensively, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this video. But if you are not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel for your daily dose of DIY. I post brand new videos every single week on DIY and home decor, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Lone Fox Home. But I do want to also mention that this video is in partnership with Squarespace, which I am so excited. I absolutely love Squarespace, but I'll get to more about that at the end of the video. And guys, I have the most special announcement in the whole entire world that I had to get really close to tell you guys because it's so good. We were nominated for a Shorty Award. On this channel, Lone Fox Home was nominated for a Shorty Award, and some of you guys are probably like, what is a Shorty Award? A Shorty Award is essentially like the Emmys, like the Grammys, but for social media influencers. So it's basically an award for people on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all those different social media platforms, and they pick like the top of the top for the year, I guess you could say, and there's 12 people per section. I'm in the house and home category for Lone Fox Home, and you guys, this channel is nominated for an award. So if you would like to vote, please do so. I'm gonna leave the link in the description box below where you can vote for Lone Fox Home, and you can actually vote once per day if you'd like to, and you actually get an additional vote if you do share your vote across social media. So make sure to share once you voted on Twitter or share wherever it allows you to share it, and you'll get additional votes. So I cannot believe this. I think we should definitely try to win this because it would be so fun and fresh. But yeah, after all of that information, I think it is time to get into the actual IKEA hacks. I had to start this video off with a bang, so we are starting off with the Stockholm 2017 round tray, a round mirror, some faux leather fabric, wood blocks, scissors, and E6000 adhesive. So what I'm gonna start off by doing for this project is undoing the mirror and then taking a couple photos in it because that lighting was pretty good. And then I'm going to flip the mirror over, and I'm actually going to be using these little square cubes, which they're just 1x1 square cubes. I'm going to use them kind of as a spacer because I wanted my mirror to be a little bit lifted. So I'm applying E6000, and if you guys are unaware of E6000, it is a very, very strong, like industrial grade adhesive, so it's gonna work great for this project. So I'm using E6000 and putting a ton of these little square spacers on the back of the mirror, just to fill in the space. And then I'm adding a little bit of glue on the opposite side of the already glued on section because I'm essentially going to be flipping this mirror over and gluing it down into the bottom of this wooden tray. And I think this was a perfect DIY to use with this wooden tray because I see so many mirrors created like this, but they're so expensive. So I really wanted to create one on my own, and I think this maybe cost a little under $45 to create, so pretty good price. And I took my faux leather fabric, which I got at Joann's, and I cut it into 3-inch strips, and I cut 2 3-inch strips because I'm actually going to be gluing them together to create 1.5-inch strips. So I'm cutting out these 3-inch strips. I use my ruler to measure and map them out, and you're just going to cut as many as you need to really wrap around the mirror and give you that excess amount of fabric. And I'm using hot glue for this process. I originally was going to use E6000, but all I'm doing is really adhering these together, so there's no need for it to be super strong bond. So I used hot glue just to glue my raw sides of the pleather fabric together. That way we just have leather on the outside, and then the actual part that you kind of can see the white, like the little seam there, that's going to go on the back of the mirror, and then the actual folded over leather portion is going to be on the front of the mirror. So it's going to look really pretty when it's all done. I'm gluing together 2 of the strips so that I have an extra long strip, and I let this just cure overnight. So I left a book on it overnight, and then in the morning time, I brought out that extra long strip and I actually glued it to the outside of the mirror. And you're only going to be gluing it to like maybe 60% of the mirror because there's going to be a hanging element, which you'll see in just a second here, that's going to really finish off the mirror. So I glued it to the bottom, making sure that that layered sort of area that we created prior is at the bottom of the mirror so it's not very noticeable. And then use E6000 all the way up the sides, and my E6000 actually broke doing this, which was so rude. Not allowed at all. You'll actually see it pop in like right here. Yeah, the back side of it just popped open, and I used my finger then to just spread it all around, really get that good cemented layer on there. And I used clothespins until that was fully cured. And then for the top portion, you're just going to pull the strands up, make sure you have a good amount of overlap. That way you can glue the pieces together, sort of like how we did at the bottom there. And again, set a book on top, let it cure. And once it's all completely dry, you could hang your mirror up and it looks like this. Moving on to the next project, we're creating this patterned pillow, and I'm just using a pillow insert from IKEA, some black paint, and a paintbrush. And I found this idea on Pinterest. I love the way the pillow looked, and I wanted to recreate one. And guys, this pillow literally cost me $3 to make because I'm just gonna paint directly on top of the pillow insert. I actually really love the fabric texture of the pillow insert, so I'm using a small little, probably 1/4 inch flat painting brush, and that just makes it so nice to create very squared off edges without having to do too much work. It kind of does it for you. And I'm going in and first creating a closed eye, I guess you could say, with some eyelashes on it. That's the first one I'm going to do. And then I do highly suggest coming up from the bottom and going down from the top because that flat edge of the paintbrush is really going to make a nice clean ending for you, as you can see here. So that's a big tip that I like to use, is just going down from the bottom and up from the top. But to create the open eye, I started by creating a straight line and then doing the top half of the eye. You're going to fill this in completely with black paint. So you're just gonna create sort of like a half circle to start and then fill it all the way in. And my hair got in the way for some of the next steps, but I mean, you guys can probably understand what I'm doing. I'm just creating a little half circle on the underside of the other one that we created already, which is the pupil. And then I did the width of a paintbrush, of this paintbrush, to create the bottom edge of the eye, and then used my paintbrush again to create 6 eyelashes. I made sure that it was 6. That's the same as a reference photo that I found. And I'm gonna try to also link below the actual store that sells this or wherever it comes from, because I did draw inspo, of course, from it. But I thought the organic look of it, hand painted, was really, really nice. And I actually left some sections not fully painted just to almost give like a watercolor effect. I thought it looked really pretty on there. And I just used basic acrylic paint too. I didn't find the need to use fabric paint because this pillow is probably just gonna be decorative for a little bit of time and then I'm gonna toss it. I mean, it was $3, what can you do? And I'm repeating this process. You're just going to create this pattern all the way around the entire pillow, going upwards and downwards. Right now it looks like a kind of a scary face, but once you're all good, it'll be nice and pretty. Moving upwards and creating that eyelash right up above the eye that we just created, and then moving down to the bottom. And then another big tip that I want to let you guys know about is to make sure to make some of the pattern go off the edge of the pillow. So really repeat the pattern across the entire front side. That's what's going to make it look very finished and kind of squared off, and that finishes your pillow. Next up, we're creating this miniature side table slash nightstand, and I'm using the Naglig box. I believe that's how you pronounce it. 4 little wooden pieces I found at Michael's craft store and some E6000. And this is what it looks like, Naglig. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that. But what you're going to start off by doing is just constructing the crate as shown on the instruction manual. There's just a couple of screws and a couple of longer screws to attach the bottom to it. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I just really created this in probably 10 minutes. It's pretty simple and easy. And once you have that fully created, I then took 4 little wooden pieces. I think that they're small little trays or frames or something from Michael's. They were $1 each, and I'm going to be using these as small feet for the actual box. So overall, this nightstand literally costs like $12, and I didn't just want to make it a crate and flip it upright. I really wanted to give it some form of like leg, so that's why I used these pieces. And with E6000, you can literally let this cure overnight, and you have a super strong bond in the morning. And keep in mind that you can also stain this or paint it to match your decor, and that finishes off this simple nightstand. For this last project, we can create the perfect housewarming gift or gift for yourself. I'm using the Putta felt baskets and then also a pair of scissors. So this is just a clippable felt basket that you kind of just like snap together, but I'm actually going to use the fabric from the basket and turn it into little coasters. So what I'm using to start with is a ramekin, and I'm just creating a circle shape, but any circle that you have to create the shape you would like is great, something to trace around. And I'm using scissors to go and cut around the entire circle shape. And I also did include some of those stitching areas because I thought the stitching was actually a nice pretty element. And a tip that I use for cutting out circles is to hold your scissors at the same level but only move the fabric that you're cutting. So see how my scissors are stuck there the whole time and my fabric's only the one that's moving? That's a great way to cut circles, very nice and clean. And I used a tiny bit of E6000 on the edge of my finger to cement down those little stitching lines so they couldn't pop up or pull out, and that finishes off your coaster set. Alright guys, so that was today's video, and I hope that you really enjoyed those IKEA hacks. I think my favorite one was probably the mirror, because that one just turned out exactly how I wanted it to turn out, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it is actually in partnership with Squarespace, and if you do not know what Squarespace is, it's essentially a website that you can go onto to create your very own website, your very own blog, portfolio, online shop. And the great thing about Squarespace is that their templates are so modernized, so up to date, and so pretty, so you instantly get like a full-on created website without even having to do that much work. Squarespace was sort of created for a wide range of creative people, such as myself. So if you want to have your own photo portfolio, video portfolio, if you are a restaurant, if you are a musician, an artist, whatever it may be that you want to showcase your work on, Squarespace is definitely the place to do it because they have such pretty templates. That's the thing I love about them the most, is that your website actually looks so beautiful and so functional, and it's done in like seconds. And not to mention they also have 24/7 customer service, which is absolutely amazing. It's actually award-winning. So we love a good award-winning customer service moment. But if you guys would like to, you can use my link, which I'm gonna put on the screen for you guys, which is squarespace.com/lonefox, and you can get 10% off your first purchase plus a free trial. So I'm gonna also link that in the description box below in case you are curious and want to check it out. But that is pretty much all for this video. I hope you did enjoy the IKEA hacks that I shared in this video. And yeah, I'm gonna make sure to link all the products too if I can find them on IKEA in the description box for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every single week and your daily dose of DIY, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.